that Glenn van der Hoek is on pole position. Van der Hoek will lead Mick Bertram to the line. Bertram on the outside of row number 1. Mark Verhoeven and Bas Schouten on row number 2. Oh, and there is a brief spin for, I believe that was number 117, Gert van der Brink. He'll be starting a bit further down. On row number 3, we will have Niels Kuster and Mike Hendricks. Row 4, Floris Schouten and Bas Steen. Row 5, Edgar Oosting and, once he has recovered from his spin, Gert van den Brink. Then Martin Versteeg, Anton Gidding, William van der Keisch and Wesley de Waal. So, with cloudy grey skies overhead, so confirmed from the officials here that Wesley de Waal, well, the toilet break that he took just before time qualifying was a costly one because he was underweight after qualifying. And so, well, we've had the lunch break since qualifying, so he hopefully has filled up this circuit here, the Circuit Park Berghem. A very good restaurant here, very good facilities. Just behind the camera point, opposite the track, we have the motocross circuit as well. So it's Circuit Park Berghem, not just Kart Park Berghem. But here we go then. Into the tram lines, the KZ2 Masters line up for a standing start. This is the pre-final. 10 minutes plus 2 laps. Championship leader starting at the back. All eyes as the engine notes rise. Lights are on, lights are out, we're off and racing. It's a good start from the outside of the front row. Side by side, Mick Bertram trying to squeeze across in front of the pole sitter, and he does. Then he gets squeezed wide. And I think it is Glenn van den Hoek on that CKR machine, just trying to scrub some of the residual moisture off his tyres before he gets the roundabout, who has the advantage as the field stream through turn number 6 and head up to the infield section now, up through the gears, down into turn number 10. You can see how physical these drivers have got to be on a circuit that is as tight and as twisting in some parts as this Circuit Park Berghem. Drivers changing up and down through the box. A lot of time they're doing about a third of the lap. Oh, dearie me, that cameraman, that photographer was dicing with, well, rather his legs than mine, but if his photographs are good, then more power to him. But here we go, the top 4 come out of turn number 4. It is Glenn van den Hoek leading Mark Verhoeven in the black cart. Then it is 2 CRGs, third and fourth, Bas Schouten and Mick Bertram, who made a good start initially, but then got squeezed to the inside going through turn number 1 and had to back out of it. And there are the top 4. Behind the top 4, Niels Koster is 5th. Then it's Hendricks, Steen, Oosting, Floris Schouten. Wesley de Waal is up into 10th position already. 4. Let's try and count them back. De Waal was 10th. Has he made up any places? De Waal crosses the line in 8th position now. So Wesley de Waal up into P8, side by side very briefly for 3rd. De Waal on that Birrell ART cart, I believe that Wesley is driving. Looking very strong. Obviously, it was a minor infraction, but still, minor infraction or not, if you're underweight, that is an exclusion. But here we go, up at the front, cart number 141. Glenn van den Hoek, defending from Mark Verhoeven. through turns 11, 12 and down towards turn 13. They now go up through the gears. Almost full track through turn number 14. Yellow flags waving. Somebody has gone off at the first complex. And drivers, you can see their hands in the air, no overtaking. And obviously the driver in question has, I think it is, let's have a little look. I think it might be Mike Hendricks who has gone off. Mike Hendricks and Martin Versteeg have both failed to come round. I can't see from my commentary position who has gone off, but it's Martin Versteeg has gone off. And at the first complex. And let's have a look though, yellow flag still waving on the start-finish line. So this is going to prevent Mark Verhoeven from challenging the race leader until they get out of that first complex. Bas Schouten and Mick Bertram, and you can see that there's no problem there. I'm trying to see where Versteeg's kart is. It's obviously in the tyres somewhere through turns 1, 2 and 3. But green flags around the rest of the circuit. As we go through turn number 10. Van den Hoek, Verhoeven, neck and neck. Van den Hoek on that competitive kart racing chassis. There is another driver off the side of the circuit. That's Anton Gidding out of the race as well. And still those yellow flags waving. At turn number 1. Good battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. But of course, that yellow flag situation at turn number 1 is slowing the charge of Wesley de Waal. There is a change for 3rd position. Number 134, Mick Bertram, passing Bas Schouten for P3. And I did notice further back as well, Niels Costa Bastien swapping positions. And you just see off the side of the screen there, the Maranello kart, and still being told to slow down. So obviously there's an issue recovering the kart of Martin Versteeg. Martin Versteeg actually is now back on track. He's completed a 4th lap as we watch Van den Hoek and Verhoeven still neck and neck. Now this is an area that Verhoeven can make a move. Coming out to turn number 10. Now into turns 11, 12 and 13. Will we dive up the inside going into turn number 14? No, not quite. There's a slower kart in front of them. Yellow flags have been withdrawn. So it's now fair game to pass all around the circuit. And I'm just looking to see who that is that the leaders are going to be lapping very shortly. I think it might be Martin Versteeg, who extricated himself out of the barriers. It's actually Mike Hendricks who has gone a lap down. I think he is in the number 156 kart. Hendricks also having an issue earlier on, but the two leaders nose to tail up towards turn number 14 now. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this KZ2 Masters pre-final. There they go through turns 1, turns 2 and turn 3, down towards the hairpin at turn number 4 now, and then back up the straight towards the roundabout at turn number 5, down through the gears, down another downshift. Now they pick up the speed, only briefly though, to turn into turn number 6, and look at that, you can see Glenn van den Hoek changing gears as he turns in to turn number 6. We're now round turn number 10, and then through the 11 and turn 12 S's, and down towards turn number 13. Anton Giddings Maranello kart at the side of the circuit. And another lap in the books. Finally, Glenn Vandenhoek looks like he is beginning to edge away from Mark Verhoeven. Let's have a little look. Vandenhoek, second in the championship. William van der Kees has driven up to 9th position. And Wesley de Waal is still there in 7th. The field now getting a little bit spread out. Vandenhoek, Verhoeven, Bertram, Schouten, then Bastien in 5th. Edgar Oosting is 6th. Wesley de Waal 7th. Followed by Floris Schouten in 8th. Van der Kees is 9th. Niels Kuster is back to 10th. Then Gert van den Brink is 11th. Versteeg is a couple of laps down in 12th place. Mike Hendricks has retired, as has Anton Gidding. The track virtually bone dry. And you can see Wesley de Waal trying to battle past Edgar Oosting there at turn number 4. De Waal on the red and white Birrell ART. Oosting on the Maranello kart. But your leader is number 141, Glenn Vandenhoek, on the competitive kart racing machine. It's got a sticker on the front of it that is very funny, but I cannot repeat. Mark Bertram, Baz Schouten on the 2 CRGs are next. Then, big gap back to 5th position, Bastien. Bastien has got a bit of clean air between himself and then the battle for 7th place. Oh, is it the one between the 6th position now, actually, between Edgar Oosting and Wesley de Waal. I'm just looking back there to see where 5th, and yep, it is still the orange Sodi kart. Well, no, it's actually the Sodi kart now in front of Wesley de Waal. There they go. And Edgar Oosting on the Sodi kart now. Well, is that Oosting or is that, let's have a little look. It is the, yes, it is the Sodi kart of Edgar Oosting leading Wesley de Waal. Floris Schouten is 8th, Van der Kees is 9th. So the Maranello leading the, I have to apologise, there is the Sodi kart of 102. That is, here's our battle between 6th and 7th. Sorry about getting a little bit confused there, my apologies. That is the Sodi kart of Oosting and the Birrell ART of de Waal. And they are locked in combat. Behind them is the Maranello of Floris Schouten and the Birrell ART of William van der Kees. So there's 2 packs of carts. There's 2 groups of 2. The Birrell is the second of them in both cases. But there goes Floris Schouten on the Maranello. There's Wesley de Waal on the brakes. Up the inside at turn number 4 to move into 6th position, demoting the Sodi kart of Edgar Oosting after a fierce defence from Oosting. But up at the front, this battle is happening 10 seconds behind Glenn Vandenhoek and Mark Verhoeven. In fact, Vandenhoek has opened up a 1-second advantage over Verhoeven. Bertram and Baz Schouten are next. As we move on to the final lap here in KZ2 Masters, it's been an exemplary drive from Glenn Vandenhoek, who soaked up the pressure very early on. There he is, coming into turn 10 now. Mark Verhoeven, it's a long way, he's 1.1 seconds back in P2. He's just under a second in front of Bertram, who runs third. But Glenn Vandenhoek comes through turn number 14. The checkered flag is out. He takes the win, and gains a lot of ground in the championship on Wesley de Waal, who crosses the line now in 6th position after starting stone last following his underweight in qualifying. But it's Glenn van den Hoek who takes the race lead. Mark Verhoeven is second. Third for Mick Bertram. Bas Schouten is fourth. Bastien is fifth. So look at that. The Evo kart of Verhoeven, the CKR kart of Bastien, 3 CRGs as well in the top 5. Wesley de Waal, Edgar Oosting, Florie Schouten, William van der Kees, Niels Koster, Gert van den Brink, and then it is Martin Versteeg, 12th and final finisher. Mike Hendricks and Anton Gidding failed